Back in 1993, I had a friend of mine, John Wachowski, had just finished his college playing career. He's coming back into town. And at the time, my oldest son was playing for a local travel team, and Johnny and I went to watch the practice and them to play. And we looked at each other and said, hey man, we could do a little better than this. So that being said, we had a tryout the next year. Started with a group of 9 and 10-year-old kids and took off from there. The winning ways just have carried on. The success of that, I think, comes from having the kids to understand that you just have to work a little harder than the next guys. It's just a little different than others. You know, we're not afraid for the push. You know, that's what I call it. You know, the push of the kid to try to get him to believe that he's better than he can believe himself. I think what we have here, you know, in our program that's a little different than most is the kids do it here. You know, it's we built like a one-stop shop. You want to be an infielder, you want to be a hitter, you want to be a pitcher. We have the facility, we have the weight room. We have everything that is needed that you don't have to venture out of here. Yeah, there's a couple places though that have infield. I think that what we do different on that is the investment that we made in the ground ball machines. You know, like, and I do a class every fall, introductory class to the infield stuff that's free. You know, they come in for 7 weeks. You know, we had 50 guys here tonight, and then 3 stations of the ground ball work. So we all got, you know, they got hundreds of ground balls tonight. You know, a group of 15, each group out of the 15, they got, you know, 150 ground balls. Yeah, easy. I think the ability to take live ground balls anytime that they want, that's the separator. And you can tell, I mean, we've had a Division I shortstop for 30 years. You know, every year, last year we had 6 or 7 that were starting on their teams. It's fun. I mean, it's good to be able to have the facility and, as you know, play live in the winter. You know, once February hits, you know, to go out and get your short stints to throw the live hitters on a field where pitchers got to cover first base, or you get to work on your pickoff moves and things that way and not freeze your butt off outside. Like when I started hitters, it was never as a business, right? And then when the kids started to get a little older, it really started to focus on how at the time can we turn around and change the recruiting face of how kids look at kids from Wisconsin. So it was like, how do I turn around and how do we do this? We started to get invited to a thing that at the time was called Mid-America Baseball. A guy by the name of Jerry Daniels, another one guy by the name of Randy Merriman invited us to start playing it at the high school age. So all of a sudden the kids started to get recruited. Like you had a guy, Dan Luzak, go to South Carolina, Gary Arndt, go to Missouri. It just started to take off, you know. Dave Mulqueen played and he was our first draft. But we concentrated on the training end more than just the team end. And I think that was the separator, was to care about the hands-on of getting them better to prepare to go on to the next levels. So is the mind right is that he walks in the door tucked in with an attitude that I'm going to learn today. And then the next thing is they got to believe that weight room is second to none. So if your mind is right, walking in with the right attitude, that I'm willing to learn today, I'm going to learn something new, and I'm going to try to maintain and retain what I'm being taught. And then I go to the weight room. Now once you get the kids to walk in and believe that, okay, I'm going to get better today, and I'm going to get stronger today. And then from then on, it takes off. And then the other thing is we try to teach all the kids is the accountability and how hard it is to get on the field as a college freshman. You know, the college kids come back and work here. The college kids come back when they're at college on break over the Christmas holiday, and we encourage it, and they all love it to come and talk to the younger kids about what college baseball really is. Probably 75, 80 guys now that have played on affiliated teams, maybe more. So it's just, I think the biggest thing is the push that we give in here, and I think the other thing is I think the kids truly like it. I mean, I think deep down inside that they truly like what happens here. You know, we love the kids that stay, you know, and they stayed through the push and the belief and just followed, didn't look for any shortcuts, and then they're excelling. Like you saw the kids tonight. You know, all they know is that we're willing to push them. We're willing to throw sleds on that field. You know, okay, we have an investment in just out on the field, probably $8,000 to $10,000 just in equipment to get them better. You know, let alone the hundreds of thousands of dollars in machines that we have in here. So our investment that we have isn't in to me drive a fancy car, man. It's into putting equipment into this building for the kids. You know, and play a competitive schedule and play a bunch of games. And, you know, fully staff a practice. The biggest separator is our team practice. When you come in here on a Sunday at the high school level, and this whole facility is for 2 teams. And then now in the day and age of what it is, the practice point has got to be the separator. How do I get better? How do I do this? Because the days of he throws 93 across the infield and runs a 6.7 60, though back in the day they would bring them all in the door and that kid will get a chance. You actually got to be a dude. I mean, a guy. There's no more, like they'll come and see you 2 or 3 times, man, and you got to hit the good pitch. So now it's even more important what we do inside in the winter. The hitting, the lifting, the pushing of the sleds, the long toss, the throwing, and make sure that the first thing they see on you is one heck of a good body. You know, that's the key.